Hello, it's Sondra. I'm in my happy place again. I just wanted to quickly show you just how to improve this painting. This is just it's working on the canvas board. I said to you I work a lot on these canvas boards. This is 18 by 18 inches or 45 by 45. I was just playing around with this and applying shapes. I think that's the best way for it because the darker down the bottom. Just looking at it compositionally, it's got your eye goes from here and across and back and through. I need to fix this, and this is just playing, it's a pretty rough board. I keep going over these and just playing when I'm practicing. It needs me to put some white in it and lighten it up because it's far too dark. The colours are dark and mid-tones and it's sort of boring. So I just wanted to show you how you can fix all that, because with it being that dark, it actually isn't a very attractive painting. So, using my spatula, which I love, my brush, and this time I'm using pouring liquid, white, which I don't normally use a lot, but we'll see. I'm going to get it onto here, and we're going to be actually quite strong. Put a very, very thick layer across. It's just not too much worry. Interesting shapes coming up here and there. Right, well, there, already that's created quite a lot of interest, and really I've done very little except run a white thick paint across. That's almost too much now, as you can see. So I'm now going to get my brush and put some of this pouring medium on. Put my brush in the water so it becomes more clearer, and just run some white across here just very quickly. You can see it's a pretty, it's not a perfect surface to work on, but at least it's one that I can just keep working on. I cover with gesso and I go over and over and over it again. So I suppose what I'm saying to you right now is don't be afraid to just ruin your work, because that's what I'm doing. I'm ruining this work, sort of. And it's not a big problem because I can always fix it. As I said, whatever you do, you can always change it and fix it. Sorry, I'm just putting some more of this white paint on. You can always redo the work, no big problem. Just go over again and cover. So already, you see, I've got a bit more contrast already, just there. There. Now, that's looking a lot more interesting. It's got this nice, soft, sort of airy, foggy looking thing about it. I need to darken up some of this and put the reds back in. I don't mind being dark here. I think it could take a few more bits of white through it. Perhaps trying to create a little bit of like a shadow or like light coming across to create that illusion of light. Because you've always got to think about where the light is coming from. Okay, now I think that's much better than what I showed you before. But just to add it more to it, whoops. I have this wonderful paint, love it. Golden, it's just the best paint for colours. This is a very beautiful red, and just going to put a tiny bit on here. I don't have a lot of this left, I'm sort of running out of it, so I'll have to go to the shops and buy some more. So I've got this beautiful red, I don't know if you can see it on here, and as you see, look at that gorgeous colour. Instead of that ugly shading, I've got the red. Now I think that's standing out a lot more than what it was, as you can see. See the red with that awful browny colour? I never did like that brown colour, so got a nice red there, but let's just change it here. You don't have to cover the whole lot, just to give the illusion of just that there's a brightness there, because the idea is to have contrast too. Okay, so we've got something running here, and that's good. Don't mind that running at all. See that running there? So maybe we just run that across, and a little bit of water. Just have to reach back here, I can't quite reach. And I can put a bit of water there to run a bit more down. It'll create a bit more interest into the painting there. Okay, see that running down there now? And look how much better, just in that short 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, I've actually created a lot more interest in the painting. Just looking here, black is looking very dull. So I'm going to reach for the black. Here it is here. Oops, too much out there, but it doesn't matter. I'm mixing black with the red so it gives it a nice tone, and again, yeah, and dark here, and I'd like to see a bit of black up here too. Get the nice strong contrast, the white against the black, and the black is down here. Now the idea of the black is to get the eye moving around, because that's the darkest and most contrasted colour. So the idea is to get the eye, the black is encouraging the eye to move. So you might just want to, and I'm just going to go across here, excuse me, I'm just going to run this across in this way. I quite like doing thick lines like this, as you know. This seems to be part of my work, is doing thick lines, and then maybe collecting the line back here and running it through here. It doesn't matter that it runs through the white, and then maybe another line coming down here. Okay, now that's as far as I want to go. Look, it's not finished, but what I've done is I showed you a painting that wasn't working, and now I've very quickly transformed this into something that's becoming a little bit more interesting, and I'm quite happy with that. I'm surprised how well it's come up. It needs a lot more work, it needs some scraping back, but actually it has the bones of a nice painting, because the eye goes straight to the white running across. The red is more contrasted. It's a bright, lovely colour. It's not so all one toning as it was when we started. The brown was quite ugly. You've got some interesting shapes underneath all this, as you can see, and that's a lot nicer than when we started. And again, this is sort of my thing. Everybody is different. You paint from what's within you. You don't try and paint someone else's work. You try and paint and let your feelings come out. And as you can see, I wasn't following anything at all. I just follow how I felt, and I can see that that could probably do with a nice sharp edge there. Get the contrast of the sharp across there to the softer edge there. And again, if you want a really nice, strong, sharp edge, these are amazing. I bought these from the Bunnings, and they're like a big ruler that you hold, and you can actually get some nice shapes coming through like so, running through the work. Yeah, a nice strong running across here and here. Yeah. Okay, do you see how much I've just strengthened that, and that way it's coming across, and it's looking sharper. I'm going to run that back towards this, and then maybe run something over here so that your eye is going across that way. Okay, now let me have a good look. I've got to stand back and look at it and see how I feel. I think it might need a little bit of a bit more red, maybe a red dot. Don't be afraid to use fingers. Okay, I've got some red paint left over, so I want to just put a few dots around just to encourage you to look through. The other thing I will do is, when I find it, I use a pencil a lot too with my work, a pencil. I find that this is really amazing, and it will create this interesting marks coming through. You see how I've done that? Not much thinking, again. the pencil creates lovely movement. And I think I'll put some more down here too. We've got it there, and we're just going to balance it across here. Okay, it's very subtle, hard to see, but I'm much happier with that than what I had before. It's not my best painting, but I just wanted to show you. This is the canvas board that I keep playing with. I think it's a lot more dramatic than it was before. It makes you want to look. It has that wow factor. The colours are quite nice. I think I'd like to see it lighter, a bit more lighter on top and maybe a bit darker there one day. But because it's just a play around board, it's like my throwaway board. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but I'm actually, in the space of 10 minutes, the whole look has changed. So you see, you don't have to spend hours and hours in front of the board. I'm going to keep teaching you more and more about this. I'm going to be doing more lessons about painting from the heart and painting from how you feel. Like I was feeling a little bit cheeky today, so I wanted to create interest and make this board look wow, so people will come by and stop. Now some people would love this as it is, some people would say that's horrible, and that's okay. I'm not painting for anybody except myself, and if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't mind, because I'm enjoying actually the teaching of my program and teaching all my techniques to everybody. So please follow me, Sondra Dawn Art. I'm also on, that's Instagram. I also have Vibrant Silks, www.vibrantsilks.com. And if you go into that, you'll find my programs. I've got 2 now, and I'll be doing some more. How to start an abstract, and the other one is just basic, sort of, I guess, starting out techniques. But I'll be going into small modules in the future so that I teach little short modules on different topics. So I'm not sure where I'm heading. I haven't quite decided where the next module will be, but I think it might be around about why I paint and what painting does for me and how I get my emotions out onto the board, and why for me it's a very healthy pastime. Okay, so there it is there. Tell me what you think in the marks. Tell me if you, you know, if you see any room for improvement. I'm happy to hear that too. I'm not averse to negative comments. But as I said, I'm not painting for anybody except myself. And I'm not trying to impress anybody except to share my knowledge. So happy painting, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.